what you are going to see now is a basis in the beginning of the Torah code, the Bible code. This is the first one, 800 years ago, written in Rabbeinu Bachya's book on Genesis, on the first chapter. And this is really the basis of it, as Rabbi Weizmann saw it and understood from this one there is the phenomenon of a code, Bible code in the Torah. So it's worthwhile reading it properly and following it properly, because it's quite complicated. You have to do with science, with maths, really better to say, but it's worthwhile looking at it because it is very, very important, and the basis of Bible code, and to understand how much is behind. So the first thing here you will hear, this all taken from Professor Haralick, Robert Haralick's site, torahcode.us. So this is what he writes, very important. Rabbeinu Bachya lived in Spain in the mid-13th century. In his discussion of the first verse in Genesis, he writes a cryptic footnote. If the eyes of your heart will be illuminated, you will find here pricelessly the code number that I mentioned above. It is encoded into the text in such a way that between each of its 4 letters lie 42 intervening letters. So that I will tell you exactly what is exactly the idea. So the wise will understand that this is not by chance, but a clear sign involving the very birth of the world. The footnote is with respect to a remark made in his commentary about the 4 letters. Bet, the second letter of the alphabet, A, the 5th one, Resh, and Dalet, Ba'arab. So those 4 letters are the basis of the birth of the moon. So let us see now exactly how all this works. So let us go down and see, it's very important. So what he means in this remark is that from the first bet, the letter bet in Genesis is Bereshit, and skipping 42 letters, there is a Hey, the letter Hey, Be'ibara. And skipping 42 letters, there is a Resh. And skipping 42 letters, there is Dalet. Ba'arad, it means these are the 4 letters, every 42. Now 42 is a number of God and of Bachor with which the world was created. So let us see more about this. So, what we have here. So, and he says that this is the secret to the birth of the moon, lies in the birth of the world, being a reference to the birth of the moon. So this is a table, in the Bible code table, where everything is written. So you can see here in Hebrew is Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. In the beginning God created heaven and earth, the beginning of the Torah. So if you take this bet and you count 42 letters, basically there are 42 letters here, you come to the Hey. Then 42 letters come to the Resh, and 42 Dalet. Yeah? So those are the 42 letters. So this is what is written here. What are the indication? Bet, the gematria of Bet is 2. So indicate it was on the 2nd day, Monday. The letter Hey, gematria 5. This is the 5th hour. And the Resh Dalet 204. Now, at that time, it was not 60 minutes. It was at that time 1,080 parts to the hour. So it was on the 2nd day, the 5th hour of the day, and 204 portions. The words are here Reshit, as you see, Bereshit, Molad verse, and Nayareach. the moon. All this appears in Bible code in Genesis. So let us see now more. So in the Jewish oral tradition, in an ancient book called Sodai, it is written that the first new moon occurred at hour 14 of day 6. The counting of the hours normally begins at 6 o'clock p.m. the previous night, which is the beginning of the next day. Hence, hour 14 of day 6 is 8 a.m. in the morning of day 6. The meaning of the Barat can be understood by its gematria. And now you see the gematria. Gematria bet is 2, bet 2. Hey pronounced hey 5. Reish pronounced reish 200. Dalet pronounced dalet 4. Which means day 2, Monday, hour 5, plus 2 or 4 portions. 1080 portion in an hour, because this is the best number. This is divided almost in every number. So 1080 parts of the hour. Then, after the gematria, so this is what we saw. In the Jewish tradition, it is thought that it arose in the mind of God one primordial year. There are 12 lunar months prior to creation, to create the world. One lunar year prior to the first new moon occurred on day 2, hour 5, plus 2 or 4 portions, parts of an hour. This is what we saw, right? So this was the one lunar year prior to the first new moon. Yeah? So, what's more what we have here? From this knowledge and knowing that the average length of the lunar cycle is just over 29 days and 5, which is a month, day. It is really the 5th of the day. It is possible to compute the average length of the lunar cycle that has been taught in the Jewish tradition from the time of Mount Sinai. So what we have here, so let us see now the calculation. From day 2, hour 5 plus 2 for the part of the hour, to day 6 hour 14 is 4 days, right? From Monday to Friday. So 8 o'clock, 8 and 11 hours, or 4, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 9, 6 days. And all is divided, definitely, these numbers. One lunar year is 35, 4 days, and 3, 6, 7, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 9, 6 from the day. All these work out according to the number we saw before. Divide this by 12, and we obtain the length of the lunar cycle as taught in the Jewish oral tradition. Since the time of Mount Sinai, this was the number of days, 3, 5, 4 days, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 9, 6, and 12. Yeah, each month was this. It means that the exact length of the moon, of the month of the moon, is 29 days, 0.530594. So then, we see more. So here is how the calculation goes. Multiply the truncated 29.5, the days, yeah, per lunar month by 12 to get 354 days per lunar year. No. Since 350 is evenly divisible by 7, starting from day 2, hour 5, plus 2 or 4 portion of the hour, and going for 350 days brings us to 2 days, 5 hours, and plus 204. The second day, the 5th hour, 204 parts of the hour. So if we go of all the ancient cultures, which generally held the lunar cycle to be 29,153 days, the 29.530594 days was most accurate. NASA in 1996 by satellite observation plugged into celestial mechanics, mathematics, improves this to 29.530588 days. So the difference between 29.53094 days and 29.53058 days is about 5 seconds. Amazing, yeah? So what Jews knew many hundreds years ago, they said in synagogue, they always, before Rosh Chodesh, they announced exactly the time of the Molad, the birth of the moon. So Jews knew it already from Sinai. And the satellite brought this knowledge in 1996 NASA. So clearly it's one of the proof that Torah is from heaven. So, okay, in fact, one can calculate with a calculator. You can divide this number, and you see how exact they are. So basically, as we said, this is the basis of the Bible code. It means Bible code was already in Kabbalah known, but Rabbi Weissmandal, when he saw this in the book of Rabbeinu Bachye, yeah, then he saw this table, yeah, this is Torah code, yeah. Every Bereshit, every 42 letters Barad, which is the secret of the beginning of the moon, Monday, yeah, 5th day of the day, Reish Dalet, 2 or 4 Halakim, also written. So I think it is might be a little bit complicated, but no, science is complicated, the truth also a little bit. So I think it's worthwhile following really properly this. And yeah, this is really, as I said, one can find Rabbeinu Bachye book. He has a book about a long time it printed. So it is called Rabbeinu Bechaya la Torah, Rabbeinu Bachye on Torah. You have it in English also. So you can see that in the beginning, I think it's chapter 2, when you speak about the moon. There you can see, read it exactly what he said about it. So he lived in Spain on the mid-13th, and already there was known the secret of the birth of the moon, while the NASA knew it 1996. No, one of the clear proof that Torah is from heaven, because it is a clear proof that Jews knew many, many years from the revelation of Sinai exactly about the creation of the world. They knew exactly when the birth of the moon is. And the difference between NASA and what Jews knew, 5 seconds. Yeah. So, that's one thing properly and really realizing that this is a clear proof that Torah from heaven. So as I said, all this taken from the site that we did with Professor Haralick. It's cited torahcode.us, and lot of materials there. Scientific explanation altogether. What are the codes, the Bible code. So, as I said, if you have patience, worthwhile reading it to see how great is the Torah of God. And the Bible code, people should realize Bible code is not a game. Bible code is a source of creation. Bible code is a blueprint of creation. So it's an amazing phenomenon. Yeah. Who is right, 5 seconds. No, I think it's a 0.5, sorry, not 5 seconds. It's 0.5, very less different. In fact, you can see it here, what is 29,53094 for 29,53088. No, so it is really not 5 second mistake. It is 0.5 because you can see that only the difference is that here is 0.53094 and this is 45,588. So it's an unbelievable phenomena, very important verse, really showing to people really what is the Torah, what is the Bible code, because people don't realize what is Bible code, what is the Torah. No, the Torah forever, the 5 books of Moses is the basis of our religion. And it is so nice to see through the Bible code, how great is the Torah.
Today you can get it on the site torahcode.org. So again, today it was changed, and everything, all these tables that we had before on US, now we have .org. So all this material with all the explanation on torahcode.org.